I've been a personal trainer over the last 10 years. I've coached people face-to-face and online, and I work with South Asian people. And there are three things that we generally have noticed that helps people more with their weight loss. So three things that I want to share with you that we do with our clients to get them losing weight effortlessly. So the first one is eating more protein. They see people generally do get enough protein in, they just don't get the right types of protein in. Most of the protein sources come from red meats. They have a lot of fattier cuts of meats as well, which is okay in the short term, but you want to try and get in as many lean sources as possible. So the number one thing we do with our clients, for example, is we get them increasing their intake of protein predominantly through the lean sources. So we're talking about your lentils, although not a complete source of protein. We're talking about lean sources of fish. You've got your tuna, you've got your tilapia, even Western foods as well, like cod and salmon, excellent. We're talking about your lean chicken breasts. I guess you can use, roast chicken as well, depending on where you get the cut from. Eggs, you've got your dairy sources of protein. But anyway, just make sure you increase your protein, predominantly through lean sources. Number two, eating more fiber. Now, I'm not talking about any sort of salad where you're going to have a vegetable base, because the reality is it gets cooked down too much. That's the problem. So fiber could be in the form of fruits, whole grains, generally healthy eating when it comes to your carbohydrates or clean sources, as people like to call it. All your vegetables where you don't mash it down and boil it down. Fiber and protein have a thermic effect, which basically means that you increase your body temperature to process them. So if you can increase your protein and fiber throughout the day, you're actually going to be burning a small amount of calories due to the thermic effect. So there's a wee hack for you. And the last thing is walking. So all we've done is we've got them increasing their protein, then we're getting them increasing their fiber. And the other thing also between those two, which I might add, is they keep you feeling fuller for longer. So naturally, when it comes to our clients, a lot of them are hardworking individuals. They finish their day and they want to sit down with a cup of desi chai and biscuits and relax. But when we get these clients to increase their protein and their fiber, they find that in the evening time, they don't have the stomach to have any more snacks. So by doing so, you're going to achieve the calorie deficit, which is what you need for weight loss. Now, the third part is going to be walking. Now, I'm not talking about your 10K steps every single day. That's not achievable for most people. I'm talking about intentional walking, no matter how long it is. So whether it's 5 minutes every single day, and then after 2 to 3 weeks, you can increase it. Whether it's 10 minutes, whether it's 15, don't worry too much about targets. If you want to focus on targets, you absolutely can. But please just focus on focused walking every single day. Now, I know these three things might seem obvious. This might have annoyed you even that you've stood around for this video and you were looking for the three things. But the reality is we can't change how we lose body fat. Three simple things that we do with our clients from Pakistan, from India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, from those sorts of backgrounds, because culturally there are some similarities. And we found that that's the best approach for them to lose weight. It doesn't get them eating separately. It doesn't get them eating, super clean meals that are boring. They've got flexibility and they're able to lose body fat. So how can you implement this in your day? So I'll talk you through a breakfast, a lunch and dinner, just for example. So your breakfast could generally just be eggs. Most people have one fried egg and one piece of toast and they think that's it. Well, why don't you try 2 to 3 scrambled eggs? Each egg has around 6 grams of protein, okay? And if you're having 3 of them, you're looking at a good 18 grams of protein, solid. So aim for around 15 to 25 grams of protein to begin with. Okay, so you could have 2 to 3 scrambled eggs and maybe 1 small piece of toast if you wanted to, or a piece of fruit. I don't know. For your lunch, you could have, there's 2 things you can do here. You can look at leftover food from the night before, whatever you had for dinner, look for the chicken and maybe have, some sort of chicken filling that you can make with a baked potato, or cook up some fresh chicken, tandoori chicken, whatever you want. Cook up some fresh chicken and you can put that into a wrap. You can put that into some rice. You can have any sort of carbohydrate that you want. A lean source of protein, generally chicken works well at lunchtime for most people because it keeps them feeling fuller. Okay, so you have your protein, you have your carbohydrate source, you can choose your rice or whatever. I like to have it in a baked potato. I like to make a filling with some low-fat mayo and then some sort of veggie as well. Now your fats are up to you. You can have, drizzle a tablespoon of olive oil over your salad, or you could have like an avocado or something like that. But you've got your protein, carbs, and your fats, and the fiber in there as well. Now, if you struggle with your protein intake, you can bump up your protein through a protein supplement. Again, I'll talk about this in another video, but protein supplementation is just an easy way to bump up your protein. For dinner time, generally, this is where families sit down together. So whatever desi khana you have, whether it's a roti salan, whether it's pilau, whether it's biryani, whatever it is, look for the protein. So for the chicken base, steal a little bit more chicken if you can, as long as other people are not annoyed and it's not too rude. But have your protein, increase a little bit more of it. Most people are already having the foods, but just let's say, for example, it is a chicken pilau. Just have a little bit more of the chicken. You're done. That's how easy it is. That's how simple it is. If that's not an option, what we do with our clients is we get them to have 3 to 4 tablespoons of Greek yogurt at the side. Not Greek style, but Greek yogurt. There's a difference between the two. And if you don't like the taste of it, you can drizzle a little bit of honey over it as well, just to make it a bit more palatable. But by doing so, they have their main meal, have lots of vegetables with it, okay? And then to bump up the protein a little bit, you would just have 4 to 5 tablespoons of Greek yogurt at the side, or some people like to have it as a dessert, I guess. And you're probably thinking that doesn't sound like a dessert, but you need to make it taste good. So Greek yogurt on its own is boring, but if you have it with some honey, it's not so boring. It's nice and tasty. So you're going to increase your protein that way. And that's how simple it is. That's an example of what a day could look like, and you're going to easily bump up your protein and your fiber. Okay, now the steps, etc., that's up to you to work that in. I might do a separate video on it, but I just wanted to talk about how easy nutrition is. If you've got to this point and you're still a little bit unsure, head on over to the description. I will link a completely free guide for you that you can check out. Completely free. We share this with our clients. There'll be a link there. You can click on it, download it. We'll email you, and if you want, you can just put our emails in the spam, as long as you've got the guide, because I want to help you. Okay, we want to make sure that this information is available to as many South Asian people as possible, because nutrition is simple. A lot of people want to cut out their desi food, and it's no wonder they're miserable. Okay, so head on over to the description. I will pop in a link there of a typical week of how healthy eating can be made simple for you. Check that out. And if you found any value in this first video, do consider subscribing. There'll be lots of more content to come over the coming months. So my name is Zabe, Iron Zeddy Training. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you folks next time.